Alrighty, welcome back. Here we go to another podcast, Life Lessons. This time I'm going to be talking about the frequency of true apology. What if an apology wasn't just words, but a vibration? What if making amends had nothing to do with guilt or shame, and everything to do with shifting the frequency of your entire being? We've been taught that I'm sorry is a transaction, a set of magic words we offer to rebalance the scales, to get forgiveness, to smooth things over, to make the discomfort go away. But what if we've had it backwards this whole time? What if the most powerful apology isn't something you do, but something you become? Today we're not talking about saying sorry, we're talking about being sorry. And the difference between those two things is everything. A kind of apology I'm talking about is not an external transaction, it's an internal act of recalibration. Think about your energy in a conflict. Before any thought of apology, your energy is tuned to a specific frequency. It's the frequency of self, of defense or justification. Your story, your pain, your logic. It's a closed loop, resonating purely with the ego, with the I. It sounds like, but they started it. They took it the wrong way. If they hadn't, then I wouldn't have. It's a vibration of separation. The shift, the real apology, begins when you consciously choose to break that loop. It's the act of genuinely seeking to understand the other person without the filter of your own rightness. You have to tune your receiver away from your own station to try to pick up theirs. You attempt to vibrate with them to achieve resonance with their experience, even if, especially, if you disagree with it. This is what making amends truly means. You're not amending the past, you can't. You're amending your present energy. You're shifting from the frequency of defense to the frequency of empathy. And that shift, it changes everything that emanates from you from this moment forward. This is a radical practice. It's the advanced course in emotional maturity, and it requires one non-negotiable prerequisite, a temporary ego death. You must willingly suspend your own narrative. You have to let go of being right or even being fair. The question stops being who was right and becomes exclusively what was the impact of my action or my part in this story of this need for an apology. Because impact exists entirely independent of intent. This is where the real work begins. I call it empathic triangulation. To understand their position, to have to build it in your mind, to ask a question, not rebut them, but to inhabit them. The feeling question, what did they feel? Did they feel humiliated, betrayed, invisible, dismissal? Find the core emotion. The justification question, how did they justify their reaction to themselves? Their internal monologue might have been, they were disrespecting me, I had to stand my ground, or this proves my deepest fear that I'm not enough. The history question, what old wound of theirs did my action touch? We rarely get upset for the reason we think. Your action was likely the match, but the fuel was pre-existing insecurity, past trauma, guilt, waiting for that spark. The acceptance question, this is the master key. Can I accept that? From their perspective, with their history and their feelings, their reaction was a perfectly logical conclusion. So this is like really getting into their shoes, trying to figure out, this whole situation of having to apologize. How did they feel? Where did they come from? What were their thoughts? Whether you think it's right or wrong, your opinion. This is where you stop arguing with reality. You accept reality of their experience. And this brings us to the ultimate test, the regardless clause. You do this work regardless of whether the other side was right or wrong. This means your vibrational shift is unconditional. It is a gift you give yourself to free yourself from the prison of your own perspective. It has nothing to do with them. They don't even need to know you've done this work. They don't even know you're digging this deep into how they feel. The amends are made to the universe itself. By you choosing to hold a more expansive, compassionate frequency, this idea echoes in ancient wisdom. Take the Hawaiian practice of hooponopono. This mantra, the pure vibrational reset: I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And remember, this is to yourself. You're not telling it to the other person. You're putting yourself in their shoes. You're practicing empathy. Spoken not to the person, but to the divine in them and in you, acknowledging your responsibility for the shared pain in your reality. We can even look at it through the lens of quantum physics. Imagine a relationship is in an entangled system. Your particle, your being, was observed in a state that caused a reaction in their state. The apology is you consciously collapsing the wave function of that entanglement into a new, more coherent state. You're changing the observation from threat to understanding. This isn't about karmic depth, a tit for tat. It's about dharma, your right path. Living in guilt, shame, or defensiveness is a low frequency state, living out of alignment. This process of empathetic apology is how you tune yourself back into your dharma, a frequency of integrity, compassion, and connection. So let's reframe this completely. An apology isn't about admitting that you're a bad person. It's about admitting you're a powerful person. Powerful enough that your actions have a ripple effect in the world. And with that power comes the responsibility to clean up your side of the energetic field. It's not about groveling, it's about getting clean. It's about shifting your own frequency from the static of your ego to the clear signal of empathy. So the next time you find yourself needing to apologize, I invite you to try this. Don't just reach for the words. Close your eyes, breathe, ask the hard questions, seek their frequency. Even if they are completely wrong, you know you're right, logical sense, but still, put yourself in their shoes. See how they justify, their part in the play. But at the end of the day, change your frequency from within. Because the true apology is a vibration, and that vibration has a power to change not just the relationship, but you. Most importantly, you. And that changes everything.